Bailey runs a cleaning business. I've been working with Counter Advisory Group for my business finances for the past 18 months, and I honestly couldn't recommend them more highly. Steve himself has taken the time to really understand my business and my goals, and has provided clear, practical advice that's actually made a difference. Their communication is always prompt, professional, and easy to understand. No confusing jargon, just honest guidance that helped me make smarter financial decisions. I really appreciate how proactive they are in keeping me on track and identifying opportunities I wouldn't have noticed on my own. So we catch up monthly, Bailey and I, and we run through his cleaning business. We run through all his cleaning contracts. We run through his profitability on all of those contracts, to make sure that his business is sitting at a level where it's a good profitability, because with a poor profitability, you've got poor cash flow. With a good profitability, you've got good cash flow. And when you're dealing with big companies, they've got 30-day payment terms sometimes. So we really need to make sure that we're on the ball with the numbers to make sure that he can manage his cash flow effectively. So that's really great working with him. Privacy Close, so Privacy Close, an e-commerce brand based out of Perth, but yeah, they're doing multiple 7, 8 figures. As a founder, chances are you're not a financial expert. Steve and his team have become a massive asset um, to our business, helping us unlock cash flow we never knew existed, allowing us to scale into the 8-figure territory. I'm extremely happy with the Cantor team and grateful for the impact they have had in our business. So actually at the moment, we're doing a lot of Black Friday sales and things like that. So, it's been very rewarding to see the growth in this business. As you can imagine, in an e-commerce business, the profit margins need to be reviewed a lot. So what we've done is implemented a daily profit and loss, to manage stock, to manage marketing spend, to manage all the fixed costs, obviously to manage the revenue as well. So we can do a profit cash flow forecast, because as you can imagine, you've got to order stock, and there's a lead time on that, which will affect cash flow. Obviously, the higher the profitability, the better cash position and things like that. Inventory management side of things as well, we've looked at, because with an e-commerce brand, inventory is one of the main costs, obviously, and marketing too. So yeah, we've gone through all the figures. We catch up monthly, and we catch up with the team to make sure that they're tracking and reaching the goals that they've set for themselves. Callum, he runs a removalist business. Steve has been an incredible help with getting me on my feet with my accounting and back end side of things for my new moving company. Extremely personable and punctual, but 100% recommend to anybody needing assistance with your books, accounting, and Xero. So Callum came to us, and he needed to set up a Xero file, so we set the Xero file up for him, and we taught him how to do his own bookkeeping, so he can save a lot of money there on extortionate bookkeeping fees. Um, we've helped him out understand his numbers, his wage cost, his with the trucking business, he's got transport costs as well. We catch up from time to time to make sure that all the profits there, to make sure that he can reinvest into marketing and things like that to grow his business and to effectively manage his cash flow. There's a lot here to get through. Spiros, so Ross, he's got a mechanical workshop. Steve helped my business in multiple areas. He identified issues I never knew I would have discovered on my own, saving me both time and money. I couldn't recommend him highly enough. So we catch up quarterly. I go through his numbers. We assess his goals, where he wants to be, make sure his profitability is in the right spot. So then he can manage his cash flow, because a high profitability means better cash flow, more cash in the bank to reinvest into things that's going to grow the business and take your business to that next level. We also, from a tax perspective, set him up. He was a sole trader. We set him up in a company from a risk management point of view and from a tax planning point of view. So I feel like we've done a very good job in increasing his profits, reducing his tax, and that's what it's all about. Alicia runs an NDIS support business. I really like working with these types of businesses. Highly recommend Steve's work. Since onboarding, he has ensured that my company is supported and prioritised. Don't miss the opportunity to work with Counter Advisory. Thank you, Alicia. Jordan. So Jordan's a share trader. So when Jordan came to us, he was trading out of his own personal name. Obviously, couple that up with his employment. He had a big tax bill to pay. So what I did was I restructured that, set him up with a family trust. Now he trades out of his family trust, so we can still get access to those capital gains tax discounts, but also, reduce his tax bill through the family trust. Stefan's a property developer. Highly recommend Steve for any business and/or complex personal tax services. Steve helped me through numerous years of his communication responsiveness and knowledge is excellent. Luke Lombardo, electrical business. I can't recommend his services enough. He's highly efficient professional, makes managing everything effortless. Again, set him up with Xero. We go through the numbers quarterly. Um, we've tried to automate his bookkeeping. He does his own bookkeeping. I've taught them how to do that. They reinvest their profits into marketing and other things that helps them grow the business, into people, into new vans, growing their business. Um, Risk management as well. We've set them up in a different structure, set them up in a company, moving out of that sole trader, and that also helps the tax implications of that, reducing that. Jacob Spazewski. So Jacob and Maddie run Two Slices Sandwich Bar. We've been with Steve for over a year for our sandwich shop, Two Slices, and he's helped us immensely. His understanding and guidance really helps us make key decisions in our business. So we catch up we catch up monthly with these guys. I do proper CFO consulting for them, and we run through the numbers. Obviously, you can imagine in a food business, there's a lot of food costs, there's a lot of fixed costs running a shop front. So we make sure that all the numbers are heading in the right direction. The profit's there from a cash flow point of view. And Jacob always says that he feels like he says to me that I'm his financial psychologist because a big weight gets lifted off his shoulders every time we meet. So because he gets that visibility on his numbers. We've also implemented a daily profit and loss for these guys so they can track their numbers from a day to day as well. Lily came to me and she said that she hasn't had a good experience with an accountant before. So it's very pleasing that she's given this review. Would highly recommend Steve to any businesses looking for accounting support. He recently transitioned our recruitment company over to work with Steve, and we've had a great experience. So I help them a lot with the Xero side of things. They've got a few directors there, so we manage the dividends, flows, and stuff like that from a tax point of view. And yeah, great people to work with. So yeah, I think I'll wrap that up. There's a lot here. We've got Gemma, she's a finance broker. We catch up quarterly to run through the figures, make sure the profit's there, make sure they've got their cash flow there, they understand their tax obligations moving forward, what their BAS bill is going to be, all that type of stuff, so there's no surprises. And Guy's a painter. So we'll finish off with Guy. I'm incredibly grateful for the advice and guidance I've received from Cantor Advisory Group as I begin planning my small business. From the very first meeting, Steve was approachable, knowledgeable, and genuinely interested in helping me start and succeed. They walked me through the essentials: business structure, taxes, record keeping, breaking everything down in a way that was easy to understand. His insight helped me and gave me the confidence to move forward. Even though I'm just getting started, Steve treats my ideas with professionalism and respect. His advice was practical and tailored to my goals. Highly recommend. Thank you, Guy. He came to me as a sole trader. We set him up with a Xero file. We, taught him how to use Xero, registered him for all the, GST, pay-as-you-go withholding, all of those registrations. We're setting up in a company structure to protect his personal assets and to manage his business in a bit more of an efficient way. We go through his figures quarterly and we make sure that, again, his profit's there, his cash flow's there, he understands his tax obligations, and he's not left in the dark. Thanks, guys.